Stand by to launch FanStream Sports.
3, 2, 1. Let's start.
Hello, sports fans. Welcome to FanStream Sports. Nothing but pure sports. This is the JP Show.
JP, it is so good to hear you back on the air.
Stand by now. Here's JP.
Oh, man, am I pumped up today on this Thursday edition of the JP Peterson Show. Let's go, Timmy. Let's go. I am so freaking excited. I'm pissed off. I'm happy. I'm negative. I'm positive. I'm indifferent. I'm everywhere.
You're cold. You're yes, then you're no.
And I got a bone to pick with Jason Licht. Dude, I got wasting my time. Good God. Can't
wait for this.
Hey, listen, we got Rays Stadium stuff to get to. I know we got stadium fatigue. We won't spend a whole lot of time on it, but we got to get the information out because we've been leading the way on this. So we got to take it to the finish line. And the negative people are out there. Fox 13, what are you doing to me? I love you guys. Mark Wilson, everybody over there. I love them all. Evan Axel Bank, what are you doing? Can we just get some balance to the reporting? Just a shred. Get to that. Rays breaking out the whooping stick last night. Yeah. The big bats.
Home runs galore.
Big boy bats. Yeah, small ball my ass. We're going yard. Talk a little bit about that. Orestes Destrade is going to join us at 10:30 on the telephone. So Timmy, call him. When we get to the break. And Lightning last night. Oh man, what a game. The meaningless last game of the season after seeding and matchups are done. Yeah. But it was fan appreciation night, so we all had a good time. See, that's the thing. That's the thing about the Lightning game. It doesn't, the game is important, depending on like playoffs, obviously the game's the most important, but it's the game presentation that's super fun. We understood last night, and this is what's great about our group, is we understood that this was a meaningless game. But the fans, the way it works, you buy season tickets, you buy tickets, you never know. Could have been the most important game of the year. You don't know until hours before sometimes. So it is what it is, but what we always bring is entertainment. And last night was incredibly entertaining for the fans. Maybe not the hockey, but for the Ranger fans that were there, they enjoyed it, I'm sure. Because they haven't had much to enjoy at all this year. But thank you for your donation to the Kucherov re-signing fund. Appreciate that. So, yeah, it is what it is. We're not going to spend too much time on that, but we will talk about the matchup with the Les Habitants
du Montreal.
Yeah, because Coop did talk a little bit about that last night.
Good.
All right, so let's get into it.
Are you saying Coop gave you more information than Jason Licht did?
Yeah. I'll get to him. I'll get to that. So we'll start with the stadium stuff. Or should we start with the Rays on the field? No, we're going to do it with Big O. So.
Yeah, Big O. Talk about that.
So listen, today's big day. Hillsborough County doing their public workshop today. There will be no public comment, but there will be lots of news. They'll be back and forth. Joshua Wostall will stand up and say, "May God have mercy on your soul for any of you commissioners who are going to support this. May he have mercy on your soul." Is he going to bring like holy water and like throw it at us? Like, I don't even know. I
hope so. That would be amazing.
I don't even know. Yeah, there's going to be some grandstanding. Oh, because all the TV cameras are going to be there. There's going to be some grandstanding. That's for damn sure. But, so I've got my Rays blue, sort of, because we want to represent the company. Hopefully we'll.
I'm wearing my Rays red.
Yeah, so hopefully we'll, if any of the local media would like some balance on their coverage, I will be available to talk to you and explain to you the entire deal, not just what you guys are reporting on last night. And I don't have an axe to grind with Evan Axelbank. He's been doing a pretty good job until I saw this piece last night about, where the money is coming from. And the phrasing was the Rays want, the Rays want, the Rays want. And it's and also no mention of the benefits at all, of any benefits, the economic impact studies, the billions of dollars coming back to the taxpayers, the fact that you get to keep your team, the rebuilding of the Hillsborough College with state money, not our money. Like, the benefits are through the freaking roof, and nobody talks about them. Nobody ever talks about it. It's just about how much money we want from how much the Rays want, the billionaires want. How much do they want? How much are they taking? No, it's called investment. It's called community invest. That's the name of the tax, by the way. Community investment tax. But most things we spend on the community investment tax, we don't get shit back. All right, we get better schools. Really? Where are our schools ranking? How good are they? Are they getting better? I don't really see it. But that's a whole nother argument. At least there's something tangible. And it's an investment. I'm not going to go through the whole plan again. I'm just going to update you. And there's just so much misinformation out there. I just ask for a little bit of balance in your reporting. Just a little bit of balance. I understand, and listen, this is another thing with social media. When you put out a little clip from your newscast, I understand there's a bigger newscast there. And maybe there was some talk later on in the newscast. I don't know. But if you're just going to post that as a standalone, you better have some balance to it. You have to. I mean, there's got to be balance. And within a story like that, you can't spend 20 seconds just listing the benefits. You do one interview, and that's with the grandstanding guy that said, my God. I mean, that guy, you don't interview the other 5 commissioners that are for it? And we've talked about the TBT, but now this is what we get from Fox 13? Come on, you guys, you're better than that. Just balance the story. It's so simple. I went to journalism school. I know how to do this. Both sides of the story. You don't put one voice in your story. That's the most outstanding grandstanding, by the way. He's a lunatic. And you're giving him voice without any balance whatsoever. Silly. I'm starting to really feel like so much of this is political in terms of the coverage. Because DeSantis is on board. It's got to be evil, which is the most ridiculous thing in the world. And that starts from it. You know what that is, folks. You know what it is, because it's unhinged. The coverage is unhinged, and so ridiculously unbalanced. I mean, that's just not journalism across the board. Like, why? People are asking me, JP, why are all the local outlets so completely unbalanced on it? Listen, I understand if you're just, you shouldn't be taking an agenda side anyway, but all we just ask for is balance. It's so ridiculously unbalanced, and it's not even debatable, honestly. And this is, and this plays a role in it because obviously the commissioners were listening to public opinion. That's why it's so damn important for everybody to get down there today and show your support. You're not going to be able to, to talk, but you can moan and groan in the audience when Joshua Wolstall stands up and says, may God have mercy on your soul. I'm going to have to stand up and say, may God have mercy on your soul, sir. I mean, it's just laughable. It is laughable. So anyway, get down there at 1:30 today. County Commission, wear your Rays gear. Go out and support the team. If you want your baseball team here, you better get off your ass and go do something. And bring some friends with you. Have a good time with it, because I am. So there'll be no public comment, but there'll probably be some public comment. If you know what I'm talking about. So please come on down and you see what I'm wearing. You know me. Come up and say hello, introduce yourself, and we'll have a chat, hopefully. And goddamn, I hope it doesn't last 4 hours. Holy shit.
It will.
Yeah, it will.
I'll have slideshows. They're going to bring out the overhead projector, and they're going to have all of these.
Yeah.
Remember when the teacher rolled in the overhead projector?
Oh, it's glorious.
And you were like, oh, this is going to be great.
Yeah. It was either the Bermuda Triangle or I'm watching a World Series game. I mean, love that Bermuda Triangle movie. I saw that 1,000 times. Yeah. Anyway, Rays on the field last night. We'll do a whole bunch of that with Orestes. Just real quick, Cameron Arrow with the freaking one hand. I think every home run he's hit, the ball's been out of the zone. He's been fooled. It's a one-handed home run. Dude, it's just ridiculous. Fraley with bombs. I mean, that guy's, O's been talking about him. He's been talking a lot about him. And, you get him in the right situations against righties, and he's going to crush. It could be a surprise. Could be a surprise power bat. No question about it. And also, just in general, the pitching really, really good. Sugar Shea made one mistake. That was it. And otherwise, really, really good. The bullpen's been fantastic. So they won 5 in a row now, and they have the best record in the American League. So how about that?
Scary moment before the game, though.
Yeah, I didn't actually see that part because I was at the Lightning game. But
yeah.
So somebody was singing "Lift Every Voice" and they collapsed.
Yeah, the Gerald Chaney, he's a longtime anthem performer, was singing that "Lift Every Voice" song, which is for Jackie Robinson Day.
Yeah,
festivities, and it's kind of considered to be the Black national anthem. So he was singing that before the game. He started to sing it, and he had to stop. And then don't even get me started. And he had to stop and start over and collect himself. And then after he started over, he collapsed.
Was it? Do we know why?
No, I haven't seen anything. He was fine. He was taken to the hospital and fully alert, and all that good stuff. Haven't seen anything about the cause of it. Probably something, as I'm speculating, just exhaustion or something. I don't know how hot it was. It probably wasn't very hot in Chicago, but so yeah, don't know. But all indications were that he was fine once they got to the hospital. But yeah, kind of a scary moment though when your singer collapses before the game.
Yeah, well, and I guess they were actually even thinking about calling off the game.
But, because they didn't know. Yeah, they didn't know. Right. So.
So anyway, they got it done last night, and they won 5 in a row now. So we'll hit a little bit more with that with the rest of at 10:30.
How about going with the opening pitcher?
Yeah,
I didn't know that was still a thing.
Yeah,
we'll talk to Big O about that. But
I don't even know who that guy's name is. I mean, these kind of come out of nowhere. I was mixing my games, by the way, talking about Sugar Shane. I got a lot going on in my head right now.
Cole Sulzer, right?
Yeah.
The first two
no, not Sulzer. No. Who's the other guy? I forget. We'll talk to O about it. I've given him the assignment today to handle all that. This is funny as we go to the Lightning. So Brian Bradley was told false info by Vassy. As Coop said, Vassy, sit your Russian butt on the bench. Our third netminder was in net. Yeah, Halverson was in last night, but even Hard Rock up to like 6 o'clock, the Hard Rock app had Vassy as the starting goal.
Really?
Yeah. Because I had friends that bet on the over. And it was stuck at 4-2, and the net was empty for like 4 minutes, and they're taking shots at the other end, just missing, and the Lightning are just all over the Rangers goaltender, and he's just making save after save. I mean, if you had the over last night in the Lightning game, it was a bad beat. It was a really, really bad beat. I mean, it was actually, I don't like anybody to lose their wagers, but it was kind of funny.
Hey, JP, we've got some people in the comments wanting you to give the time and location for the meeting.
Yeah, it's 1:30 today. Where's the actual? I don't have the.
They should be doing it at Riveters. Is where they should be doing it.
No, that would be really nice. I'm looking at the website here. Hillsborough County. I'll get it for you in the break. We'll have it for you. But it's downtown, the county where the county commission meets. I think it's in the big county building down on Kennedy. But it's also going to be live streamed. So you can live stream that at just put in Hillsborough County Commission meeting, and it'll take you right to the website, which is, I think, hcfl.gov. hcfl.gov. So go there, and it'll show you. You can watch the hooligans in the crowd like me. So, and I'll give you the exact address, as if you guys can't Google it yourselves, for God's sakes. You got a phone in your hand.
JP, people are lazy. We need you to tell us.
I need to pick you up, Joe. Do I need to pick you up and meet at Riveters and have a beer and pick you up? We can ride together.
Be nice to Joe. He's genuinely concerned. He wants to know.
Well, he better be there. Absolutely.
If he finds out where.
I'm admonishing him like I do my kids. Like I used to. It's like, you don't ask when you can do it yourself. Take some personal responsibility and look it up.
I used to get on to my daughter, my oldest. She's just turned 30, but like as a teenager, of course, she already had a phone, right? Google was the thing.
Yeah.
And she would come up and just ask the absolute dumbest questions. And I would just look at her like, there is no way you came from me.
No, it's not.
And
it's
I'd
not
say
that
you have
it's
a
just
freaking
mentally
phone.
lazy. Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
freaking look it up before
Yeah.
you make yourself sound stupid.
It wasn't talking to you, Joe. I swear.
Dad, how do you spell Google?
Joe says, bite me. That's what you get. That's what you get. JP, where's the address?
Bite me.
Would you like me to pick you up? Bring you a latte, a freshly drawn latte
Gluten-free.
on the way. Oh, anyway. So Lightning less. So Vassie told Bradley yesterday that he wanted to play. He wanted to get this 40th win. And I think Coop was like, yeah, we're not doing that. we're not doing that tonight.
Good for Coop.
We're not doing that. And I also think Halverson may have, they weren't exactly sure if he was going to arrive. I'm not sure he was in town. I don't actually know, to be quite honest, but I know that Vassie wanted to play and Coop put the kibosh on that. So I'm for that. I'm glad he didn't play.
As he should. Yeah, as he should, as the head coach.
But Sabrin was really good last night. There was some good stuff. The young players who got time. Geeky got a goal, got out front on a breakaway. Nice move. So we saw some good stuff, but he could be a guy that could really help you in the playoffs. So, he's got good size. He's got speed. Yeah. And Dominic James has been back at practice. So, could he be someone injected into the mix in these playoffs? Yeah, absolutely. So we'll preview a little bit more Montreal as we go in the second half of the show. Les Habitants, we're going to kind of drill down into that. And by the way, it looks like, not official yet, but it looks like it's going to be Sunday for Lightning game 1 against Les Habitants.
So
plan appropriate.
Concert thing's not going to get all
Peso Pavo,
Diego Pavia.
Yeah, no, I think it was like, okay, you move me once, all right, you move me twice. Say hello to my little friend.
I don't think he's got that power over the NHL.
Listen, I'm just reading the tea leaves. What did we read yesterday? That Peso Pluma. That's it. Peso Pluma has some ties to the cartels, or sings about the cartels. There's controversy to that.
Doesn't that mean kiss my feather?
It means featherweight. We looked it up yesterday. We did a whole bit on this.
Sounds weird.
We did a whole bit on it. And so I think it was move me once, okay. Please? No. Yeah, there was a message sent. We're not moving it. Anyway, we kid.
Poor
He's
Gary
a Grammy
Bettman.
Award winner. How do you move him twice? Get out of here with that.
So's my butt.
Get out of here with that.
Grammys don't mean anything.
Come on. What?
Not anymore.
Tell that to Pesa Pluma or Pluma
Right.
Peña. I don't. It's not my genre. He's a blend of reggaeton, salsa, and some other things that old white guys don't know about.
Sounds like a horrible blend. I'm just saying.
It's probably really good, but we're just we're just so old and tired we don't get it.
Does he sing in American?
In American? You mean in English?
Well, there's different variations of English.
Dumb old white guy do we sound right now? We are just classic cliche, awful.
Get off my lawn.
Thank you very much. We're joking, but making ourselves look like idiots. He's a Grammy Award winner, for God's sakes. People want to see him. Let's go. Okay. And don't forget about Double P, who's opening the opening act, the Double P. So
PP.
ladies, yeah.
Come early and get
it's
you
the
some
Double
PP.
P. It's not PP.
What's
It's going to be a hell of a show, and we
It's the
can't
same
move
thing.
it because I got plans Saturday. So
do you think?
do not move him.
JP, I'm going to set the over-under at 150 tickets that sold for this concert.
Oh,
you taking the over or the
you're
under?
just so out of touch, bro. He's blowing up. He's blowing up.
Is he better than who's the guy that Baby Bunny that did the Super Bowl? What's his name?
Bad Bunny.
Bad Bunny. Oh, sorry. Okay, that was unintentional. Clearly.
Listen. I don't know about you, but when I watch my Super Bowl halftime, I want them singing about threesomes and anal sex in Spanish, because nothing says Americana and NFL like that. Nothing. So you shut up, old white guy. All right. Now let me, because I want to get to this in the meeting. I got a bone to pick with the Bucs and Jason Licht.
You're going full screen for this. I'm separating myself.
I'm not having it anymore. I'm not having it. Every year we do this. The pre-draft press conference. Come see Jason Licht. Ask him questions. All right. That sounds good. We got a little pre-draft. Got a lot of holes. Let's go find out who we're picking. So we get there. We're asking questions. He's not telling us anything. Who you picking? No. Well, there's a lot of good players. I have 150 players. Who you picking? We're doing a press conference here. Let's go. There's mock drafts all over the place. You're the guy. I'm tired of reading about Mel Kiper. You tell me. Who we taking? Who we got? Position group? Do we need edge rush, right? Oh, no. We can't even commit to edge rusher? Really? Linebacker, right? It's got to be a linebacker. Can we just want to? Oh, might be a tight end? Might be a tight end. If there's a receiver there, an X, they're true. Now we're going wide receiver again? It's a pre-draft press conference. I need answers. Not this gobbledygook about sometimes it's the best player available. It's a red score. We got 100. We've assembled the media here. Our time is valuable. We didn't eat lunch. They didn't even serve us lunch. There was no meat in the press conference. Nothing. What are we doing? I got stadiums to build, for Christ's sake. My soul is being damned by a county commissioner for supporting it. I got issues. And now I got to show up for that dog and pony show? Get out of here with that. I mean, hey, Timmy, when you go to the pre-draft press conference for the Cowboys GM, they give you something, don't they?
Brian Schottenheimer has already gone down their entire draft board for us.
See? There you go. And we get squadoosh. We get squadoosh. Well, I did get to ask one question. And I did learn some things. So we got to cue this up to about a minute in for my brilliant question.
Oh, Lord, here we go.
All right. I think we're about right here. All right. Here's Jason Licht. Play.
The player and the coach and leads to better results.
Jason, you've put together a Super Bowl roster. You know what it looks like. Just philosophically, how close are you right now? How key is this particular draft? Do you think you can fill those needs? And also, just in terms of leadership, obviously you've lost two huge pieces. And how does that work into the whole puzzle?
I think we have some players that are ready to step out and become great leaders. We've seen the characteristics and the traits that they've had where we think they're going to be great leaders, but maybe they were taking a little bit of a back seat, and didn't want to overstep their boundaries. But I think there's quite a few of them that I think are going to come out of their shell. I'm pretty excited about. And, I really do like this roster. I think this draft is important. I think the next few drafts are important, but every draft's important. But I think, I've been around several Super Bowl teams.
Brag.
Recently here, obviously.
True.
I see it starting to really come to form, and you don't really fully see it until, first of all, the players all have to be here, and then you have to get through training camp, and then sometimes you hit a stride, after at some point during the season, early season, where you start to see it. It can be the same team, but it can be a different dynamic. And I really feel strongly about this group of guys that we have and the leadership that we have, starting with the quarterback. So it very well could be.
You want to name some of those leaders you think are going to emerge?
Well,
strong.
We got Tyke, Elijah,
David Walker.
I'm going to omit that the entire offensive line.
Yeah.
Bucky. God forbid I leave out Vita. He's been around for a long time, but he's in his own way has a lot of leadership. So I think some of the players that we added with Alex and Kenneth and Miles, and I think those guys have all been very good leaders where they were, so that's just going to help supplement what we have.
Jason?
All right, so there's actually, and by the way, for those of you who don't do satire
Or don't understand it.
that whole rant was kind of
It was very tongue in cheek.
very tongue-in-cheek, yeah. But it just kind of underscores like it's kind of a funny exercise when you really think about it.
I mean, I love money, obviously, like everybody else.
We show up and we ask draft questions and he dances around it, you know, whether it's Rich McKay or whoever it's been throughout
Tradition.
the years. It's tradition.
Yeah. And
But
every team
if we're
does
gonna
it.
do it, can we? It's like it's more like a mixer, though. Like we all know, but it's one of those things you show up for. It's like gonna be the same. We're gonna show up, but at least you get some finger sandwiches and a Coca-Cola. You know, can we get? If we're gonna show up for something, can we just maybe? Okay.
You should have followed that up, JP, with Jason. When you start the season 0-4, who would you like to bring in as the next head coach of the Buccaneers?
But I think there are actually some very valuable stuff that I'll say this: the characterization of the answer, I would say, was not very confident. When I asking you have a Super Bowl roster, then can you fill in the holes with this particular draft to get you? Mm-hmm. I didn't hear, oh hell yeah, you know, I didn't. I mean, he said he's very confident. I get all, but I'm just talking in his demeanor and his tone did not scream. And why should it? I mean, we're all adults here. We can see what's going on. They didn't go out and they're not going for it in the top rung of the free agent ladders to fill the gigantic holes that they have on defense. They just didn't do it. They had chances. There were plenty of players out there that you could have spent money on. The Glazers could have manipulated the salary cap to really go for it and push. We know how all that works. They just chose not to do it. So what does that tell you? They're just not there. They don't think they're there, or they don't want to do it. They're happy at 500 and, you know, getting as many tickets sold as they can. You could take your pick as to where they're at. It's just, you know, it's fairly obvious that they're not all in. I mean, come on, it just is. So to that point, you know, can you fill those holes with the draft? And it doesn't mean why they can't go deep in the playoffs, by the way. Everybody stays healthy. To his point, the offensive line is one of the best in football, and they're going to emerge as leaders. I love that part of it. And it does open space for those voices to come through, and also for playmaking. You know, sometimes you defer to the other guy. Oh, that Mike's going to make that play. Levante's going to make that play. You kind of defer, you know, not intentionally, but kind of, okay, it's these guys are always going to step up. Now it's your turn. They're gone. You got to make the play, Tyke, right? In that case, you got to make that play. Chris Godwin, you got to return to being that guy. You got to make the big play. Bucky, it's your turn to carry this offense. And who's to say that can't happen? Of course it can. These guys are really talented. They're really, really talented. But as a whole, you look at the roster, it's got big holes defensively, big time. And if they don't fill them, then they can't win. If they, you know, I understand best player available. But if you go tight end in the first round, you're missing the opportunity to find a real impact player where you need it most. I don't know if Mesidor is going to be trend. I don't know if he's going to be great. I think he can. He's got a shot. He's got really good tape. There's some really big guys and athletic guys that are going to be there at 15 that maybe, for God's sakes, you might develop them into a great pass rusher. So I do see, but I don't think it was the most confident answer. And I do think it's interesting to, you know, Kalijah you can't lead when you're in the tub. Everybody knows that. He's got to be on the field. He's got to be producing, but he can be that guy. He can be that guy. We haven't seen it, but he can. You know, Tyke Smith, take another step. You know, Antoine Winfield, come back. You know, where's that playmaker come back? That's a defensive changer right there. Yeah. Jacob Rodriguez, you know, could he be one of those Luke Kuechly, Levante David, dare I say, type guys that just steps in and is a really, really good difference maker in the linebacker as a linebacker? Sure, absolutely. These things can happen. So I'm somewhat intrigued. As a whole, not yet, but we'll see how it comes together. That's why we play the games. I can be negative, but I'm sure as hell hoping that it's a positive winning season. I don't really see it yet, but we got a long way to go. There's still, there's a long way to go. We got the draft, and then who knows what happens in the offseason, right? So maybe there's some team releases some player that really fits what the Bucs need. You never know. Stuff happens all the time. So at this moment, not super optimistic, but I can't wait for football season. Can't wait for the Bucs. Can't wait for training camp. Can't wait for OTAs. We're going to cover the shit out of it. Love it.
We're a week away, JP. A week away.
Excited. All right, we covered a lot in the first 30 minutes, but we're going to expound on all said things as we go through the show. Next up is Orestes Destrade, who is, I'm sure, waiting patiently by the phone for your call, Timmy, as he is every night about 11 o'clock.
He moved it to 10:45.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Oh, good. I haven't checked my phone lately, so good. Well, then I don't feel as bad stammering over the break time. All right, quick break. We'll get to some of your comments when we come back. We'll get to Big O, talk some Rays. We got some more Bucs to talk about, more Lightning, all kinds of fun stuff. So stay with us. We're brought to you by Pitch Roofing. PitchRoofing.com. Love the guys over there. If you give them a call and get a free estimate, they will give you a special JP Peterson Show price. How about that?
Ooh.
How about that? Saving money listening to this show if you need a roof. And you know what? Anytime's a good time because eventually you're going to need a roof, like eventually, right? So how about you find out how much life you got left on it, and you know you have a trusted source that will come by. They're not going to bullshit you. They're going to say it's going to be a couple years, and they're also going to educate you about the door knockers that come and tell you you're going to fix the roof and the insurance is going to pay for everything, blah, 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 blah. That's a ripoff. PitchRoofing.com. Educate yourself. All right, back in 3 with Orestes Destrade. Pitch Roofing believes giving back is part of doing business the right way. That's why they proudly offer exclusive discounts to those who gave the most to our communities, including veterans, first responders, seniors, and teachers. And for listeners of the JP Peterson Show, there's even more good news. Pitch Roofing is now offering a special discount just for fans of the show. With so many roofing companies coming and going in Florida, it's important to choose a contractor you can count on long after the job is done, especially when it comes to honoring your warranty. Pitch Roofing is built for the long haul with a reputation for quality, transparency, and standing behind their work. Whether it's a repair or a full replacement, their team delivers honest guidance, quality workmanship, and no high-pressure sales. Call 727-67-PITCH, 727-677-4824, or visit pitchroofing.com to schedule a free estimate.
Pitch Roofing, roofing done right.
As the Rays enjoy being back in their Tropicana Field home this season that was ravaged by Hurricane Milton, Italiano Insurance wants to remind us all how important it is to be properly insured. 40% of you are underinsured. That can mean financial disaster. Let the experienced and friendly agents at Italiano shop your policies for the best price and the right coverage. Italiano saved me over $1,000 on our auto insurance last year, over $500 on our homeowners insurance. They can do the same for you. That's a grand slam. Might as well get a double play by adding flood insurance and business insurance to your portfolio. Cost less than you think, and trust me, you do not want to risk your home or personal wealth. That's a whiff. So step up to the plate and call 813-877-7799 and chat with our all-star agents at Italiano Insurance, or call our Boca Grande office at 941-964-0400. Hey guys, you already know that Riveters is the best sports bar in all of Tampa Bay, but now it gets even better for Rays baseball season. During all Rays games, check this out, $6 Tito's, $6 Jack, $6 margaritas, all during Rays games. Are you kidding me? And that's always a great pour from the great bartenders at Riveters. Great service, great food, everything is fresh, nothing is frozen. And let me tell you, if you want baseball and wings, you will not find any better than Riveters. Their sauces, like the blue cheese and the ranch and everything, is handmade, and the wings are big and they're perfect. Wings, baseball, Rays, Riveters. It all comes together during baseball season. Once again, in addition to all the great food and service, you get $6 Tito's, $6 Jacks, $6 margaritas. It's time to celebrate. Baseball season is back, and celebrate at Riveters. You know where it is, right there on Dale Mabry, just north of 275, just south of the stadium. See you there at Riveters. It's Diamond Days at the Golden Diamond Source. Celebrate April's birthstone, which is diamonds, as they take center stage. Up to 20% off the diamond jewelry throughout the month of April. And don't forget, you can trade in your broken or old jewelry towards something new and beautiful. Gold prices are at a record high. Now is the best time. And by the way, they only sell natural diamonds at the Golden Diamond Source. It's real love. It should be real natural diamonds. Don't start your relationship with a fake diamond. Really, really bad idea. And for the Golden Diamond Source first-time buyers, they are going to teach you all about the 4 C's and all the different shapes and styles. They are able to show you a huge selection of inventory to choose from. And by the way, you can trust them. They've been in business for over 40 years. Don't buy something online. You have no idea what you're getting. 0% financing for up to 5 years. Make sure it's a Golden Diamond Source diamond. 3800 Ulmerton Road. Always online at goldendiamond.com. Hey, JP here for Genesis of Tampa and the Murphy Auto Group. I think the best way to experience a business is to use that business. And I just did at Genesis of Tampa. Just bought a GV70, a 2023, and it feels and drives all new. It's an absolutely fantastic car. The technology, the comfort, and the price, absolutely outstanding. Frankly, I never thought I could get into a car like this, but they made me a deal I could not refuse. And I also get the VIP service where you can just drive right up, their pit stop service. They'll top off all the fluids, make sure your air in your tires is good, new wipers if you want them. If you need extended service, they will come to you, bring you a courtesy car, and then bring your car back. What more do you want? The experience was just VIP all the way. And you can get that at Genesis of Tampa. And don't forget, you can get extended warranty, which I did. So I have worry-free miles up to 100,000, and all they do is just take it in. Actually, I don't have to take it in. They come to me. It's perfect. It's Genesis of Tampa right there, 801 East Bears Avenue, right off of 275. Go see them and tell them JP sent you.
Let's go.
Right now, back to the show on FanStream Sports.
All right, welcome back to the JP Peterson Show as we roll on this morning. Getting in a Twitter beef with Evan at Fox 13. I may have some.
Of course you are.
I may have been a little bit too harsh on him and Fox 13. I apologize.
You apologized before you started. You were like, look, no disrespect, no offense, but.
Well, he told me that he reached out to Ken Hagan and Ken Babby and everybody, and they refused interviews. So that's why he didn't have anybody else in the story that wanted to support it, which I will take him at face value for that. And these things happen. It's not like they haven't talked or won't talk. It's like Evan's got a deadline today, and I need you to talk in the next 3 or 4 hours to answer these questions. And a lot of times they can't do it because they have previous engagements. So I get that. That happens all the time. But in the case that does happen, you have previous statements that you can refer to. You have all the information at your disposal to still put out what the benefits are and balance the story in some way. And in that particular clip, and that's the problem with social media is you're taking a small clip. Evan has done stories about the benefits. He's talked. I don't see those stories necessarily get the play that they put out the negative ones, but there've been stories done. They've done stories about the benefits, but this particular clip in and of itself is unbalanced. And I get that you can't put the whole newscast on every clip, but it's all important. We have to understand that when people consume news, they don't watch a whole newscast. They don't watch this whole show. So we try to bring some balance to, this each and every segment. Not that we're in the business of doing balanced reporting here. That's not what we do. This is opinion, radio, streaming, podcast, whatever. We don't claim to be balanced unless we're reporting something. Like if I'm going to report something, I'm going to try to give it as much balance as possible. Like we do talk about on this show. Hey, I get the fact that people, it's tough economic times now, and it's easy red meat to say don't give money to billionaires. I'm on that train 100%. But if you again dig down and educate and look at the benefits, there's balance to be had here in your reporting. And I understand him saying we've done those stories before, but this particular clip is unbalanced. It is. And that's all people see is a snapshot. And I don't think I think in this social media world saying that we've done other stories about the positives. No, you do stories you don't do, this is the negative side, because at least that's how I went to journalism school. I said, when you do a story, a compact story, you do a package, it should be balanced. This is not this is what Joshua Wostall is saying. And if it is, then let's clearly state that this is a story just on this side and what he's saying. And I don't necessarily, that story was presented as here's what the Rays want, but with no mention of the benefits. I don't think that's good journalism. That's my opinion. I get where he's coming from 100%. I've been in that situation. But again, I think there's ways to balance the story. And I didn't see it in that particular case. But he has done a very good job covering this story, as has Fox 13. That's why I was so surprised. I'm like, wow, where did this come from? Where did this come from? So I'm sure it's just a slice of that perspective, but I think that there should be some editorial in that or some copy in that says this is what this side is saying. If you want to see what the other side is saying, go watch this. If you just present it as, here's what the story is, then I think it's very unbalanced, my opinion. Anyway, do we have O on, or we're going at 45?
I'll call him right now.
All right. By the way, good folks at Gold and Diamond Source, it is April, and that means it is Diamond Days. You get up to 20% off the diamonds there. So if you think you've been thinking about buying that diamond, that real diamond, not a fake diamond, don't start your relationship with a fake diamond. Bad idea. If you want that real diamond, then you go to Gold and Diamond Source, and they will give you the best deal. It will never lose its value, and you're getting 20% off in April. That's pretty cool. It'll never lose its value, so you can bring it back 5, 10, 20 years later. Here's what I paid for it. Okay, here's what you get for it. Now, what else you want? That's a great deal over at the Gold and Diamond Source. So it's way, if you're just starting out in life and you can only afford a smaller diamond, you get that, and then you just keep building up. You can get engaged all over again to your sweetie. It's kind of a cool deal. And by the way, they have a great men's section at the Gold and Diamond Source as well. So head on over there, 3800 Ulmerton Road, always online at Gold and Diamond. All right. What else we got here in the comments? You tell me when O's ready. Bantry says, I'm trading this year's 1 and 3 along with Cansey to New York at 5 and drafting Styles. Giants may do it just to prevent Dallas from getting him at 6 after they trade with Cleveland. Okay, there's a lot of moving going on there. Let me see. A 1 and 3. Cansey. Yeah. I could see that. Yeah. Ooh, can you imagine? That's the type of defensive playmaker that this defense desperately needs. I don't know if he's going to be there at 15, that person. But we might. You never know.
You know who I think should play linebacker for the Bucs next year?
Who's that?
Orestes Destrade.
Oh, wait. You rolled. He rolled 2 R's there.
I did.
2 R's, baby.
Yeah,
2 R's. And by the way,
I think that's
I gotta say, he's challenging you, brother. It's good. It's really good. It's a good rolling of the R's. He's been living in Texas for a long time. He's been around Hispanics. What can I tell you?
I feel personally attacked.
You need to work a little bit. You know what we came up with that we're gonna throw it out to the Petermans is that if they can send in audio of them rolling the Orestes Destrade, and the best one gets to host a Big O show with me one time.
I like it. I like it. Absolutely. All right. I'll work on my Orestes Destrade. How about that?
There you go.
Fighting for second place. You guys are all fighting for second place.
All right. Let's shenanigans stop. All right. Can we move on? I'm being personally attacked by a lot of people today, but I deserve it. Jason Light's going to start tweeting me like, what are you talking about, man? Why are you so mad? Anyway.
Why are you mad, bro?
Jason Light was on you a little bit?
No, I did a little bit this morning. They have this press conference every year where it's a pre-draft press conference. So we all the media assembles and we go show up and we ask him questions about the draft and he dances around everything because obviously he's not going to tell us his draft strategy. And so we would just kind of make a joke of the fact that it's kind of a dog and pony show. So I did a little bit this morning where I was indignant about my time going over there and he didn't tell me who they were going to draft. I'm a little pissed off. Like I went over there for a pre-draft press conference and he didn't tell me who they're going to draft. So it was a joke, but some people. So how about that? How about that power from the Rays last night, huh?
No more small ball.
Dude, listen, I love, but they still bunted. They mixed in some bunts. I love the power. Obviously, Yandy hooked one beautifully. And also, what's key is that he's hooking them when he needs to on a breaking pitch, but he's also going up the middle and hitting bullets. He's already hit 4 or 5 up the middle, and that's telling me that he's staying back and that he's really kind of not trying to hook everything. You hook a mistake pitch, you hook, you can reach out and take a slurve, down and away, and you can hook that. But if you're looking to pull all the time because you hit 45 home runs last year, you're going to get in a lot of trouble and you're going to miss a lot. So the key is to stay right center, left center. That's what I always tell hitters. Now when I coach kids, I got a kid in Japan right now, hit his first home run, and he's the guy that I sent over there from
Nice.
Colorado Christian. Yeah. And I said, dude, you have to look right center, left center. And if you stay there and you have quick enough hands, the way that Junior does, then you're going to hook when you need to.
Mm-hmm.
But more times than not, you definitely have to take the approach that you're seeing the greatest hitter probably in the game, Aaron Judge, getting comfortably back into. I think he just hit his 7th home run last night. So you go right center, left center, and then you hook when you need to. He's hitting bullets up the middle. I love it. On the flip side, here's where the platoon works, right? You end up getting not 1, but 2 home runs from your right fielder. And because you got a guy that I've been saying this in spring training, that Jake Fraley crushes right-handers. He's starting to get a little comfortable now. Got his 2nd RBI, first home run. He's got a beautiful swing from the left side against righties. Really struggles against lefties. So who's your platoon guy? Oh, our boy Johnny DeLuca, and he crushed one too. What a fine player he is when he's healthy. Unfortunately, he was injured a couple of times last year. So that platoon is really working out. And also we had something we hadn't seen in a while, if I think back, and that is what they created several years ago, the opener and the bulk guy, and it really worked yesterday, especially with Schulten's, throwing 5 beautiful innings. What a great story that kid is. Not a kid.
Yeah.
He's like 31 or 32. So he's kind of really fought through his career. And these are another one of these guys that the Rays retread and recreate and get a lot out of. He's already thrown 9 2/3, JP, and hasn't given up a run. And he looks good. He's a good middle of the, spot starter guy.
Fills up the strike zone, man. He's an older guy that, the young guys, it takes a while for them to trust their stuff. And these older guys, they see exactly the Rays type of pitcher. I heard him doing an interview last night on the postgame show, and he's just like, listen, I'm up here to fill up the strike zone. I'm going to challenge guys and make them beat me. I'm not giving any free passes. And that works in this league. If you got halfway decent stuff and you're filling up the strike zone, you make them earn it. It's a big deal. If you're not giving free passes, you're not trying to be too fine where you get behind and then you got to put one in the middle of the plate, and that's where people get in trouble. Stay ahead, work around the edges, and you can be successful in this league. And he seems to understand that right now.
No, I really do. And remember, we're in a time and age now where pitchers are pitching shorter amounts. You know what I mean? So if you can do that and you're not going to be found out, because they're, not in yesteryear, 20, 30 years ago, they were asking guys that were starters types to throw 7, right? Now you're asking a guy to throw 3 to 4 innings, maybe stretch it out to 5. And we're going to mix and match after that. So
where they only see you twice.
Yeah,
well, they only see you
twice.
Only
see you a couple of times. Another part of the game that was really nice yesterday was the defense. If you just as early as the 2nd inning, that's where fiducia comes in. I'll be honest with you. he is the better catcher defensively with the stronger arm. And he made a play on a ball that was a good read by the rookie kid that tried to jump out, and he saw a breaking pitch that was gonna spike, and he ran, and man, he backhanded the hell out of that and put a bullet, threw him out. They ended up getting a couple 3 hits, the singles after that, but then Caminero makes a nice play at third, and all of a sudden, you put the fire out in an inning that a couple of weeks ago on the road, that wasn't happening. That would have turned into a wild pitch fastball.
7, 8, 9 run inning.
Field. Yeah, and Junior botches and throws that one away, and all of a sudden you got a 4-run inning, the infamous, bad inning for the Rays. That's not happening right now, and I felt that would kind of come around. So I applaud Fiducia because he really is a quality defensive catcher.
And our boy Chandler Simpson, 0 for 4 last night, but
Man.
I mean, come on, what are we doing?
A hard 0 for 4. A hard 0 for 4 because
I thought his first at bat, he hit a sizzler.
He hit a bullet. It also he had a bunt that the catcher made a if it bounced out there maybe another foot, he would have beat it out. Great play by their catcher, lined out another time. I felt for him because on Jackie Robinson, day, I'm sure that he wanted to do something special, get on base, show his speed, a la, the way Jackie Robinson used to do his game back in the day. But regardless, I'm glad he's on the leadoff, and he obviously showed that he is an elite player and can hit, brother, and can beat you so many different ways. So bottom line is that you've got it grouped up properly now. Now Junior Caminero gets that double backing, like you said last week. You've got Aranda and you've got, Yandy Diaz, and both of them drove in runs, with PFS. By the way, both Yandy and Aranda if you keep that kid at the top of the lineup, and as often as hopefully Junior is going to be on base too, they're going to drive in 100
runs.
They're going to drive in each of them. They're just too quality of hitters. You know what they do best is that when you have runners in scoring position, they stay in the middle of the field.
Yep.
They're not trying to hook. They're not trying to chase. They'll take the walk. It's so crucial, and it's fundamental baseball, but that's what the Rays are playing right now. And you have teams like the Mets. You can even throw the Yankees in there. They made a gallant comeback last night with a botched up play by Neto at shortstop for the Angels. But they're really not playing fundamental baseball, and they're not playing small ball meets big ball every now and then. Because when you get that combination of small ball, hop a couple, and quality pitching, that takes you deep in the playoffs, bro.
Orestes Destrade joining us here, Emmy Award-winning broadcaster, the only man to hit 3 home runs in the Japan series in the first inning in 3 consecutive years. How about that?
Wow.
How about that? That's never been done in the World Series either. So get out of here with that.
No, that was they just did a commemorative plaque that I signed 250 exclusive signatures of commemorating with the pictures of all 3 of those
It's a beautiful piece
home runs. Yeah, man. So that was something special that I'll never forget. Because first of all, you need your teammates because you got to make it to the series 3 years in a row, right? That's not an individualistic thing. That's a team thing. So I was in a powerhouse team in the 90s with the Sable Lions that we won in 90, won in 91, 92. And then all of a sudden, first inning, first at bat, I hit a memorable home run at the Tokyo Dome in front of 55,000. And then the next year, first inning again. And the third year, my parents are in the stands. They flew in for that series in 92. And I'm pretty sure that the Marlins were just scouting me for the last month of the season. And there was a lot of, stuff going on about the expansion Marlins and coming on in 93. So I figured it might be my last year there. And I'm on deck and I'm going like, damn, I had a home run last year in the first inning, first at bat. And the year before, I got a little bit, a little butterflies and then I faced a 6'5" Cy Young winner in the other league by the name of Okabayashi. Big kid would have dominated in the big leagues if but people weren't going over in the early '90s.
Yeah.
And threw me a split that I was sitting on, and homered to center, and I'll never forget that. So that was pretty
Holy shit!
Yeah,
what a
awesome.
feeling! What a feeling that must be.
Yeah.
Because just eruption. The crowd. That's just so freaking cool. That's
and it's interesting because one of my childhood heroes, and you know it, and because of my astigmatism, and until later, by the time I was 40, that I got LASIK surgery. But back then in the 80s and 90s, they did RK, and I wasn't about to do RK surgery because you didn't want to damage your, scare your eyes. So I wore glasses as a kid, and my whole career was Reggie Jackson, right? Because he wore glasses, and he was a home run hitter, and I loved the Yankees, and he's known for that 3-homer, feat in game game 6 of the '77. So it was kind of like my Reggie moment. Yeah, and my Reggie moment over 3 years, and that was really, really special. But it's something that will always be in my heart, especially that team. In fact, I'm wearing a Lions shirt as I'm talking to you right now.
Oh, very cool. JP Big O brought live in person in the studio on Friday on his show. He broke out the RJ44 bat.
That's right.
Yeah, he broke it out on the air.
And did a little demo and explained a few things about why lefty swings are sweeter than righty swings. And we had a good. I'm gonna, by the way, teasing a little bit coming up now as we get deeper into the season. Gonna do a few more demos, stand up stuff. There's a few guys that I really want to kind of key on, definitely for the Rays and why their swings work. Like a guy like Caminero. The guy that I'm loving right now, to be honest with you, he does not play for the Rays. But my favorite hitter in all of baseball that I stop and watch is the guy by the name of Jordan Alvarez, man. Mm-hmm. Jordan Alvarez, that big brown Cuban. Holy cow, man. He is just crushing.
I don't know if we're allowed to say that, are we?
Yeah, we're allowed to say big brown Cuban.
Okay, all right.
I'm a big
He's
brown
allowed
Cuban.
to say
You're allowed to say it. We're not, yeah.
He's a big brown Cuban. Are you kidding me? Put it in italics and put it on Advanced Stream Sports. Loves the big brown Cuban. But listen.
And that's okay, by the way. That's okay.
That's okay. There's nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that at all.
There's nothing wrong with that at all. No, but his swing is just majestic right now. And he hit one that was like early in the season already. Couple weeks ago that was like 475, and then he hit one yesterday, day before yesterday. And by the way, if you break down his stats so far, he's only 28, and he has 177 home runs. He'll hit 30, 35, if not 40 this year or more. I was looking at it and did the math. He plays another 10 years and averages 30 home runs a year. Very easy because he's basically this generation's Big Papi now. Yeah. And he's going to continue to be so. So he doesn't need to play defense. In fact, don't put him out in the outfield because he's gotten hurt out there, and it's cost him a couple of half seasons. So this guy could end up with 500 home runs. We're talking about a guy that could actually, sneak into the Hall of, not even sneak it, loudly go into the Hall of Fame. So as far as for the Rays, the similar swing, and I'm looking forward to breaking that down. Is from the right side is Junior Caminero. That home run yesterday just shows how much power he has just with one arm, one hand, and how he flicks the bat. So we're starting to get our things rolling, brother. It's happening. We're getting the pitching, the bullpen, the defense, and a few pops out there mixed in. I love the fact that they're mixing in the bunt and that type of small game. They're not shying away from it. Remember, JP? They shied away from it the last couple of years.
Yeah, a lot. They disdained it. They disdained it. Yeah.
Yeah. So why not, man? You use what you got. You got athletic players and get them running. And what you're seeing is surprisingly, and JP, I want your thought on this. Baseball may have taken a step back when it comes to fundamental plays.
Oh, God,
a bunt in front of the pitcher, throwing to the right back. They're doing all the big things, 100 miles an hour, 400-foot home run, right?
Yeah.
But where are the kind of like, throwing back to home plate on a bunt in front of the pitcher? We're seeing a bunch of crap being done and that's showing up.
Oh, I was thinking about this the other day is when I saw another pitcher come off the mound, bobble the ball, and the runner was safe at first, and then another pitcher come off the mound, throw it in the dirt, and give up 2 runs to the Rays. I'm like, not only does a small ball put pressure on the other team to make plays, but guys just defensively aren't as good as they used to be. And I mean, when I was growing up, you saw a ball hit to shortstop, it was an out. You saw a comeback or two. Yeah. Guys were defensively, they were so much better fundamentally than they are now. So if you do play small ball and put the ball in play and force them to constantly make plays and execute defensively, you're going to see holes. You're going to see holes all over the league. And that's it. And for the Rays, you got to zig when everybody else is zagging, right? You got to do the opposite. That's where they've always been successful. So if they return to small ball and perfect it, other teams are going to be like, what the hell do we do now? Like, we got to hold runners on. We got to keep them from going first to third. We got to get off the mound and field ground ball. We got to play in on the corners because they may bunt me to death. I mean, it's a whole different game, and it's pressure. And to me, what you see out there defensively and fundamentally, it's ripe for the taking to take advantage of that. I totally agree.
No, and listen, it's becoming self-evident in a lot of ways. Again, we're talking about a small sampling. We're talking about 2.5 weeks of the marathon season, right? But look at who's in first place all throughout baseball, other than the incredible Dodgers that have
they're ridiculous
strength everywhere, right?
Yeah, the
Pittsburgh
Twins, the A's, and the Rays. Yeah.
Atlanta is in first place. The A's are in first place. Minnesota is in first place, and the Tampa Bay Rays. I mean, where are the power teams, right now? And goodness, it's a little surprising. All those teams play that small ball, and they got a little bit of pop, and they got a lot of great arms. So baseball, there's more parity than you think, and it's one of the sports. And I know, listen, you're a super stud when it comes to talking football, but you got to admit that if you have a power football team against kind of a mediocre, opponent, advantage power football team, right?
Yeah,
and you can't say that in baseball.
Yeah. No, because there's many ways to skin a cat, and that's what makes the game so great. There's a lot of different ways to skin a cat in baseball, and the Rays are now, I think, taking advantage of that. Now, to that point, they got to play better defense, which they have. You notice this winning streak has coincided with them cleaning up all that crap that was going on, right?
Oh, yeah. Oh, no doubt. Yeah. No doubt. It's been with the defense, and then obviously the bullpen has settled down because, imagine if they don't make those. Imagine if Soser doesn't get that, wild pitch turns into a, man on third, and then all of a sudden the singles happen, and Caminero botches a hard ground ball to his left, that should be made. We're applauding the fact that he made that play, but he should make that play, and all of a sudden, it's 3-0. It's 4-0. The Rays, the Pirates, the Minnesota Twins, they can't allow that. They can't have that. They don't have the guns, like the big boys. Once the Yankees and Torontos of the world, start settling in, they're going to out-hammer you. But if you're at least in the mix, man, right now, and playing with a lot of confidence, the one thing I will tell you is that the game of baseball, to me, is the hardest season to go through because it's such a day in and day out thing that if you go in a malaise, it can beat you up physically, but also mentally. So, it's a little different when you have some days off to regroup in football, basketball, hockey.
It's a great point. And so we got another game today, right? It's getaway day. Yeah. 2:10 today, Eastern time. It's Rays and White Sox as they go for the sweep and try to score 8 runs for the third consecutive game. They scored 5 in a row, 5-5, and swept the Yankees. Now it's 8-8. Do we get another 8? By the way, for the first time in 15 years, the Rays won on April 15th, tax day.
Oh my gosh.
How about that?
How about that?
Robinson
and that's just an anomaly. But I will say,
crazy.
I love how MLB has instituted that and the 42.
Yeah.
One of the things that I want to mention is, as a sidebar to that, but also was majorly impactful, is the people that were, and again, I just referenced the Big Brown Cuban, the dark-skinned Latinos that came in after Jackie Robinson in the 50s and 60s, and they were double minorities, brother. They were kind of looked down upon in so many ways. So I always I became very, very close until he passed away with Orestes Mini Minoso, the only other Orestes with an S at the end of it in the major leagues. Him and I, both from Santiago, Cuba, the same hometown. He played in Negro Leagues, but also played, obviously, in 4+ decades in the major league. The likes of Roberto Clemente coming up in the 60s, Louis Tiant, Juan Marichal, those guys, Tony Oliva. Those guys were also barrier breakers in so many ways, because they had to not only adjust to the English language in the United States, but also came over here and they were like, oh wow, we're also considered black and minorities, and so the Jackie Robinson Day celebration goes so far-reaching, especially how impactful the dark-skinned Hispanic players have become, over the years in baseball and currently.
It's really well said, Big O. It's really well said. And, I was watching an interview from Jackie Robinson last night, and I'd seen this before, but it was a good reminder. That guy was such an exceptional human being. I mean, I know he's known as a baseball player, but he was a multi-sport athlete played football at UCLA. He could have been the greatest in anything he tried. He was a phenomenal athlete, but an even better human.
Football and track, he excelled in everything he did.
I mean, and just so well-spoken, so smart, so athletic, so perfect. Branch Rickey often said that, he wanted to break the color barrier for a while, but he had to find the right guy that knew that could stand up to the incredible racism that was going to come his way and just keep it about the thing. And
from his own teammates too, by the way.
From his own teammates. Oh,
yeah,
God,
not just on the road.
Yeah, just horrific stuff, but just not, go off. That Hank Aaron was it was hard for him. It was really, really hard for him. What he had to go through, it was hard to handle. And that was a super incredible, classy guy, just like Jackie Robinson. But it just goes to show how hard that was for him and how well he handled the whole thing. And it was a huge, huge moment in our social history, in our history. Because sports changes the social attitudes in so many ways. It is a cultural leader in so many ways, and you cannot celebrate Jackie Robinson enough, in my opinion. You just can't do it. It's not possible for the impact that he's had on our country and the doors that he opened for so many, and for so many of my skin color opened their fucking eyes as to what the hell's going on, and that's. It's earth shaking.
Well, it was also not just in our country. It affected the globe, and in a time when now we can affect the globe with a phone in our hand and a message, right? Positively or negatively. It was more difficult to do that, but that's how impactful he was. The likes of Jesse Owens and Jackie Robinson, they needed. And they were very smart. Branch Rickey, I don't think he gets mentioned enough. And I'm glad you mentioned him, because they needed to pick. This could not have been, I come from, I told you, 3 cultures, right? Cuban, obviously the Hispanic culture, the American culture. I love all 3 of the cultures, but one of the cultures that I'm very tied to is the Japanese cultures. And they're about, when they introduce something, they really do not want that first impression to fail. Right? There's so much about that. So I think Branch Rickey looked at it that way. I cannot have this first impression be a failure. And then it just set it sets you back.
Yeah.
So
you might
he
not
was
get a
not
second chance.
And well, for a while, it would have happened, but it could have been 10 years.
Yeah.
And the next year you had Larry Doby. So, and so all of a sudden Cleveland Indians jumped in and go like, hey, we got a guy. We found a guy. But he wasn't the best player in the Negro Leagues. Oh, by the way. There was a lot of other better players, but he was a great player and an even better representation of that race. So I just think it's such an impactful thing that changed the world, man. It really did. It was a precursor, obviously, to the civil rights movement way before Martin Luther King and that movement. So there's so much to that, and the game of benefit, has benefited, immensely. Shit, honestly, the game of football benefited from Jackie Robinson.
100%.
So it's not just black baseball players and black Latino baseball players that should be going like, thank God for Jackie. It should be all athletes and all races should be going, thank goodness for Branch Rickey, the Dodgers, and the great Jackie Robinson.
Yeah, and I think unfortunately, now that we're almost 80 years removed from this, and that sounds weird to say that we're almost 80 years removed from that.
Isn't it?
That is insane. But I unfortunately, what I think gets lost is the personal struggle that he dealt with. And I know we have films and movies, and I think the movie 42 was amazing. That's one of my favorite sports movies ever, with Chadwick Boseman and Harrison Ford doing a very good Branch Rickey, by the way.
Yeah.
And they say, obviously I wasn't around back then. Obviously, I'm old, but I ain't that old. Those that were around back then have told the stories that we will never know how bad it was for him and for his wife, for dealing with the racism with his teammates internally and on the road, and the death.
The movie
threats.
42 does a pretty good job.
It does a good job. Yeah, but I think that it probably doesn't even touch on the actual what he went through, and I think we have to remember that too. And it goes along with what you said, JP, that he was very carefully chosen by Branch Rickey to be this person because of the type of person he was. Not anybody. There were better athletes, like you said, Big O. There were better athletes that could have that they could have brought up, but he was handpicked by Branch Rickey because he knew that he would be successful in dealing with it and make a statement and make it a successful transition instead of one that just, like you said, could have set it back 10 years.
Yeah, good stuff. And I think, I often see you just can't celebrate Jackie Robinson enough in my opinion. So they did a great job. And Chandler Simpson, I thought, talked very eloquently about it as well. And man, I love that guy's game. I just love it. I would pay money.
Yeah, bro, we're loving it.
What's funny is everybody is on the Chandler Simpson train now too. Everybody in the media, it's like, all right, we can't wait till the lineup comes out, and if he's not at the top of the lineup, we're all pissed. Like, what the hell are we doing? We want to see Chandler play. And I'm sitting here refreshing. I'm refreshing it,
brother. You and I started that on opening day. I remember on opening day when he wasn't in the lineup. Forget about that. He wasn't hitting the 7th or 8th. We were like, controversy, and we go like, because there was a lefty on the mound, and JP goes, oh shit, are you kidding me? And he was like freaking out. So
we're gonna platoon this guy. Is this where we're gonna platoon Chandler Simpson? Get out of here with that.
And then when he started playing, we just kept on. When is he going to the leadoff? I'm still begging for the moment where he just flat out becomes the leadoff. I don't care if it's a 6'10" lefty or a 5'10" lefty. He just needs to lead off, and it's just going to make the lineup that much stronger and deeper, and score more and readily and put more pressure early on. There's nothing better than putting pressure early on the opposition. So, I'm loving it, and he's the personification. Talking about Jackie Robinson Day yesterday, it's been guys like Vince Coleman, Kenny Lofton, Ricky Henderson. Those guys are who he's trying to emulate from yesteryear. So we're getting some of that.
All right, Big O. We got the lineup is not out yet.
Real quick. I wanted to tell you, it's funny because I'm actually literally on Highway 56 and running an errand, and you know where I just drove by, and I'm not kidding you. I'm not making
Texas
this up.
Roadhouse, Wesley Chapel.
Texas Roadhouse.
Yes, our favorite restaurant, the sponsor of the Big O Show. That's right.
Yes,
So,
sir.
you better go to lunch there, bro.
I got to run an errand, but I may circle back and try to pop in on Tyler Hamilton. But if you get a chance, man, drop on in. It's a beautiful place, great food, comfort food at a comfortable price. And also, I was in South Tampa earlier. I've been running around crazy today.
Damn.
And I ran into, I got to mention it before I go, the great, speaking of another fine restaurant, Paul, I literally ran into Paul Sampson. And he said, we got to get together. So I ran into Paulie Sampson, the founder and creator of West Shore Pizza, the legendary West Shore Pizza.
Yeah.
And so Paulie sends his best. Sends his best. But anyway, keep it going,
We got to get them back on the show. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, partner.
All right,
no lineup yet. It's Mats versus Leisure. Stephen Matz 3-0 with a 3.94 ERA, 17 strikeouts. He's been phenomenal.
We ever saw that coming, did we?
Yeah, no, we didn't. Yeah.
I did not put money on that in Vegas. I'm gonna tell you right now.
No, and so he goes against the White Sox.
Hamon, did you have him at 3-0?
I did not.
Under 4?
I did not have Stephen Matz with an under 4 ERA. No,
or Nick, or our other
17
boy.
strikeouts.
Nick Martinez.
Martinez, yeah.
No, I had Nick Martinez. I predicted that. He's going to win the Cy Young this year.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow.
Listen, he's my guy this year where I rip him and he goes out and pitches great every single time.
You did, man. You ripped on him that day.
Did.
He got that trade was announced.
I was wrong. Go get him, Nick. Get him.
It's still early.
Shove it in my face. Shove it in my face. There's your 13 million, JP.
Cy Young Nick. The rest of the year, we're going to call him Cy Young Nick.
Yeah. Let's motivate him a little bit.
All right, Big O. Hey, we're going to be at I'm going to the county commission meeting at 1:30. If you can't get there, maybe join us later. Text me. I'll keep you posted on what's going on. Could get interesting today.
Oh, bro. I know it's exciting. It's an interesting time. So I'll keep my fingers crossed and you'll share, us, me, Timmy, and the Petermans, what's going on, man. Thank you.
Yeah. All right, buddy. Appreciate
you.
Great, Big O.
All right, buddy.
All right, we're going to take a break.
Big O.
Orestes Destrade.
I'm not getting into that now. I'll just.
Hey, I just got texted from Ken Babby, Ray's owner, CEO. So sent me a couple things here. He wrote a letter to the Hillsborough County Commission last night. I'm going to read it to you when I come back, and I'll make another public apology to Evan Axel Bank at Fox 13.
Just burning all these bridges, aren't you?
Well, listen, if you're wrong about something, you need to stand up and say you're wrong. I still say that snippet was unbalanced, and I don't think he would argue with me, but there were some other things that I assumed that I should not have assumed. So there you go. So we'll do that, and we'll say a big thank you to Italiano Insurance. 60 years they've been doing this, folks. And, while everybody's cutting staff, right, and going to AI, not doing that at Italiano Insurance because they're keeping human beings to answer the phone. That costs them more money, right? Instead of stuffing all the money, they have employees that they take care of greatly. And you can call Charity, who's my representative, and she will answer you at freaking midnight if you send her an email. That's called real customer service, and it is a dying art in every business, but not at Italiano Insurance. And that's when you need it the most. You don't want to dial some 1-800 number and try to deal with all that bullshit. You don't need to. Call Italiano Insurance and say, I need this, I need this, I need this. Can you check? Tell me what the best price you can find. They do all the work. You save all the money. It's a really, really easy deal. So give them a call, 813-877-7799, and have them save you some money and tell them JP sent you. Back in 3. Well, the folks at Third Generation Plumbing and AC want to say thanks for making them so dadgum busy. Of course, advertising on your favorite Tampa Bay sports talk show helps, but it's their incredible customer service, honesty, and integrity that have earned them tons of 5-star reviews. And now you could be part of the team at Third Generation. Yes, they are so slammed, they need to hire more certified AC technicians and plumbers. It's a great family business to work for. My buddy John Rodriguez runs an old school family business since 1995. They pay well, give you all the holidays off, and they offer great benefits. No cold corporate atmosphere here. You're part of the family. If this sounds cool to you, call them and apply at 813-961-8024, or you can email your resume in at thirdgenerationplumbing.com. Just go to the website, you'll see the button, email them, or call them at 813-961-8024. And don't forget about the $169 yearly maintenance special. It's a no-brainer, guys. thirdgenerationplumbing.com, and they also do AC.
Ciao, Paolo Tini here, owner of Cafe Paradiso, voted number 3 People's Choice Award on Open Table. I want to thank all our loyal family of customers that have been enjoying our great traditional Italian dishes we make from scratch every day. It's a great family story we're proud of. Our family moved from Rimini, Italy in 1984. My dad, Caesar, started Donatello, and that's where I got the start in the restaurant business. I started Cafe Paradiso on South McDill in 1995, and we've been there ever since. From our traditional ossobuco, a veal slow roast for 4 hours, to our daily fresh catch, the Gruppo Paradiso, with a piccata sauce and lobster claw meat, homemade pasta like lasagna, farfalle salchicha, which is a bow tie pasta homemade with fresh sausage. Hold on a minute, JP's favorite.
I love it.
So come and have a glass of wine with me on South McDill. Get a reservation on Open Table and see all our 5-star reviews. Ciao, see you soon at Paradiso.
Sports fans, it's time to gear up. Head to fanstreamsports.com and check out our brand new merchandise store. We're talking bold t-shirts, 3/4 zips, hoodies, hats, mugs, and more. Everything you need to rep your favorite shows and your favorite crew. Whether you're rolling with the JP Peterson Show in Tampa Bay, From the Rough in Dallas, the Tim May Show featuring Clay Hall, or the Jeff Thidoff Show in Ohio, or any of our FanStream Sports original programming, we've got the perfect look for game day and every day. So don't wait. fanstreamsports.com. Click merch and grab your gear now. Wear the stream, live the stream, fanstreamsports.com.
Welcome to Kingmakers, home of the JP Peterson Show studio and Tampa's premier business networking and social club for members only. By day, it's an exclusive, vibrant co-working space with a stylish conference room, focus rooms, a full production studio, and an in-house marketing team. And by night, Kingmakers transforms into a sports-centric social hub with a full sports bar, golf simulator, and exclusive events. For young entrepreneurs and seasoned professionals, it's the perfect place to work hard, play hard, and make big moves in Midtown Tampa. Close the deal, celebrate the win. Only at Kingmakers. Become a member today at kingmakerstampa.com. Your business, your club. Hey, JP here for my concierge medical professional, Chris Lugo, PA. You've heard him on the show for a couple of years where he shares invaluable medical, nutritional, and supplement advice. With Chris, it's like having a medical provider as your best friend. What I love about this concierge service is the convenience and support he offers. I can text or call him 24/7 with any questions or concerns, and he'll promptly call in a prescription if needed. No office visits or copays required. It gives me peace of mind knowing I have someone genuinely invested in my health, not just focused on insurance profits. And the best part, the Bay Area Modern Medical Center's personal concierge service is more affordable than you might think. Don't let insurance companies dictate your health care. Take control of your health and wellness today. Visit BAMMC.com for more information and to schedule your initial free consultation. Empower yourself and take charge of your personal health with BAMMC.com.
Let's go.
Right now, back to the show on FanStream Sports.
All right, welcome back to the JP Peterson Show as we're rolling along here on this very big Thursday, as the public workshop is about to commence at 1:30, so we'll get into that. I have a letter from Ken Babby I want to read to you guys that he sent to the commissioners late last night, and is critically outlines what exactly they're trying to do right here. By the way, Riveters is a great place to go watch the game today because guess what? Game starts at 2:10 Eastern time. So happy hour starts at 3 o'clock, but you don't have to wait for happy hour because it's a Rays game. And every Rays game, it's $6 Tito's, $6 margaritas, $6 Jack. So happy hour is already underway. Now, you can also get the great lunch specials. You can have some of that prime rib sandwich that they make. That's absolutely fantastic with their handmade horseradish, creamy horseradish, which absolutely makes it perfect. Oh, so good. And then the sauteed mushrooms and onions and the cheese. Oh, are you kidding me? That's at Riveters. So go by, watch the game. In every game, they're giving away swag. They're one of the watch party partners for the Rays. So if it's Rays baseball, there's only one place to watch it. And that is the Riveters, just north of 275, just south of the stadium, right there on Del Mabre. All right. So
JP, it is a 16-hour and 40-minute drive for me from right now to Riveters.
You can make it. You can make it.
I can make. I'll meet you there for lunch.
You can make it
tomorrow.
So this is the set. So there's been a lot of talk about, these are pressure tactics to get this done. They're trying to ram this through, so people don't know what's going on. That's not at all what's going on. That's more fake news, false news. What they're doing is trying to adhere to a very ambitious timeline and educate the public as to what this deal looks like and educate commissioners as to the same. And again, there's a lot of false narratives that are being produced out there. A lot of bad reporting. Not talking about Evans. We're not talking about that, but other stuff out there, TBT, et cetera, right? So I think Ken in this letter is kind of trying to clean up a lot of that stuff. This is to Chair Hagan and members of the Hillsborough County Board of County Commissioners. On behalf of our ownership group, I want to thank the board for its consideration of the financing framework for the proposed new ballpark project presented in the Memorandum of Understanding, excuse me, which outlines a comprehensive public investment structure that is required for the project to commence and meet the 2029 opening day deadline. This structure includes $750 from Hillsborough County, $251 million from the city, and $64 million from other public sources to be determined. The Tampa Bay Rays stand ready to commit $1.235 billion privately to fund the community ballpark via this public-private partnership. So I think that works out to about 58%, 58-42, somewhere in that neighborhood. The financial framework is foundational to the project's viability and is essential to advancing the development as envisioned. We have engaged in these discussions in good faith since we acquired the team in October of 2025. With the shared goal of reaching a positive solution that keeps the project in the community, and we have been clear about the minimum terms required to deliver a world-class ballpark and a surrounding mixed-use development. This level of investment is necessary to sustain a championship caliber organization year after year, a commitment we have upheld since acquiring the team. Should this commitment ultimately not be achievable, we have no choice but to evaluate alternatives. However, that is not our desired outcome. Time and action are of the essence going into Thursday's workshop. Now, this is going to be seized upon by opponents as the team threatening to move. That's not what this is. It's alternative. I'll read it again. Choice, but to evaluate alternatives. That would absolutely have to include other places, but could be another deal here in Tampa. But that's not what is needed because let me finish this up. I should not have interrupted. But the point is, they're not threatening, but what I'm telling you is the most obvious. If this doesn't pass, we got major issues. Major issues. He continues, the deadlines we have set are driven by practical constraints, not pressure tactics. Failure to meet these timelines risks the loss of critical state funding for Hillsborough College, which would render the deal economically infeasible. In addition, missing the 2029 construction timeline would materially increase cost and invalidate the proposed budget. We reaffirm our commitment to invest $1.235 billion in private funding toward the development of the new ballpark. Just a reminder, the old guy said $150 million, just so you know. The level of private investment reflects our belief in the project and our intent to assume more than 50% share of the total financial responsibility. We've also agreed to assume, all cost overruns and ongoing building maintenance beyond our initial investment, which means, by the way, that the public investment is capped at no further risk. Additionally, we are committed to safeguarding long-standing public priorities, including fire, law enforcement, and emergency management services. As confirmed by the ACOM analysis commissioned by the Tampa Sports Authority and the county, This independent analysis indicates the project has the potential to generate approximately $75 billion in economic output over time. $75 billion. At its core, this is an investment proposition based on that analysis. Every $1 of public investment has the potential to generate approximately $75 in economic activity. Go find me another opportunity like that, folks. It doesn't exist. For the region over the life of the project, along with meaningful job creation and new revenue for the city of Tampa and Hillsborough County. Ultimately, we must decide what the value of Major League Baseball is to our community, from both the tangible benefits of economic impact to the intangible benefits of having pride in your hometown team. We believe Tampa and Hillsborough County residents deserve both the economic benefits and the fan experience that comes with Major League Baseball. However, we cannot proceed with an agreement that does not position the team for long-term success. Simply put, we are committed to moving forward towards definitive agreements on the proposed MOU and trust that our elected officials will rise to this once-in-a-lifetime transformational moment for our community and move the project forward responsibly. I look forward to being with you all at tomorrow's workshop. Please see the attached overview of our MOU. Respectfully. And this from Ron DeSantis, our awesome governor. The construction of a new Rays stadium and surrounding entertainment district will ensure that Rays baseball remains in Tampa Bay for the long term. It will be good for Hillsborough College and will transform the Dale Mabry site into an economic asset that will benefit the city, county, and region. As leaders in Hillsborough convene to forge a path that will keep MLB in Tampa Bay, I hope the commissioners keep an open mind and consider the potential of the full spectrum vision for the site that goes beyond baseball and which can enhance the economy and culture of Hillsborough County for years to come. Let's get it done. So, again, this is $1 billion of public money. The state is going to throw in $150 million to rebuild Hillsborough College, where at this point, they can't get money to fix the elevators. And the reason the state would invest in it is because of what is being built in total and what the state will reap back in state taxes. So I'm telling you, if your commissioners say no to this, you know what you're going to be doing? You're for 30, 40 years to come, you're going to be trying to find projects that will net you $75 billion in economic activity, because that's what you're always looking to spend your money on in terms of tourist taxes and things like that. Is where can we spend it where we can get the money back, where we can get return for it? You tell me another project where you can get this kind of return. Doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. And that's why it is indeed a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. And we're talking about all the just dollar for dollar what comes back to the taxpayer. And people want to focus only on what we're giving them without focusing on what we're getting back. And to his point, it's the experience of Major League Baseball and having a team in your area. I understand some of you don't give a rat's ass about that. That's true. Well, I don't give a rat's ass about a lot of the things that you care about. So what the commissioners have to weigh is the community. What's best for the community as a whole? And everybody benefits in economic activity. Everybody benefits. I'm not going to use that stadium. Well, you might go to a restaurant. You might go to a concert. Your son might get a job at one of the restaurants. Your daughter might go to Hillsborough College, a brand new campus, and not have to pay for the huge tuitions at other schools because Hillsborough College is so cheap. And he may go to a brand new campus, get an internship with the Rays, and have a job for life. And you may not like baseball at all. Your grandson might enjoy a brand new campus at Hillsborough College. Some of the people you work with, some of your neighbors might enjoy that. Is that worth it? Is that worth a half cent of a sales tax? And by the way, it's not the whole sales tax. It's a half cent. Mm-hmm. And everybody says, all the sale taxes go. No, it's a portion of the sales tax, and it's a half a cent of the sales tax. And again, getting back your money at the lowest estimate of these independent studies, twofold plus. It's a math game, and it's also a humongous, in my opinion, impact on our quality of living. Even if you're not a baseball fan, all these benefits come to you. And again, I challenge you to find anything in that Hillsborough County budget that brings back this. You want to keep your money for other things? I get it. I want to invest that money and get more money back to invest in my community. If I can invest $1 and get $2+ back, I can buy more fire trucks. See how it works? Oh, but JP, I can't. How do you don't know those projections are true? Nobody can see the future, a crystal ball, but they make these projections based on things that have already happened. The battery. This is the whole template is right there for you in Atlanta. And it has returned money to the state of Georgia, the schools of Cobb County, overflowing 10 times more than not 10 times, but 2 to 3 times more than the projections were. And everybody in the Atlanta Journal, Urinal and Constipation yelled about, those projections don't mean it. And J.C. Bradbury yelled, those projections are a hogwash. You're right. They were wrong. They were way underestimated. That's proof. That's proof. You guys can snicker all you want. There's the proof right there. It works. It works in Texas. It works in Atlanta. These are the new ballparks. These are the new framework. Now, a lot of the old ballpark models were not good because it was just money given. The Bucs, for instance, we're going to invest $500 million at least with the Bucs. What are we getting back? Is there a return on that investment dollar for dollar? No, it's not. They're not building a mixed use. They may, but this original is just for the stadium, to upgrade the stadium. Now, will we get Super Bowls? Yeah. Economic, absolutely. We get that back. 100%. National championship games, absolutely. We get that back. But it's a lot harder to measure than what we're doing with the Rays, where you can actually see we're creating 8 million square feet of taxable property that does not exist. You're not doing that with the Bucs, at least not yet, because they haven't put their plan forth. So this model works. It's different, and it's a tremendous opportunity. And all the objections that I've heard don't hold water, in my opinion, because they could be overcome by everything I just said. You can cry about all you want about we shouldn't give money to billionaires, but if I'm going to, you know what I'd like to do? I'd like to say if I had $1 billion, I'd say, hey, Elon, here's $1 billion. Can you get me 4 or 5 back from SpaceX? Yeah. Would that be worth it? Would you give a billionaire $1 billion if you could get $5 billion back? Yeah, I would. So, stop with the class warfare. Stop with the misinformation. Let's do some balanced reporting. And when we report all the cost, also report the benefits at the same time. I think that's fair to ask in each and every story that you do. And we'll see what comes of it today at 1:30. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be quite the scene. I'll be, over there with my phone charged up, ready to give you some input as to what's going on.
Live reaction from JP.
Yeah. I don't want Joshua Lostall to stand up and look at me and point his finger and go, may God help your soul.
I paid you
supporters of this.
By the way, JP, speaking of live reaction, we have a Rays lineup.
Oh, we do.
And I believe you might be happy with this.
Oh, there he is. Chandler Simpson at the top of the lineup. Yeah, this is my favorite. Oh, Mullins is batting third. Interesting.
Yeah.
Looks like Arada's getting a day off. Okay. So Simpson in left field, leading the league in hitting. Caminero in the 2-hole. Love that. Mullins batting third. I think it's the first time he's batted third. Yadi's in the cleanup position, DHing today. Veladi's at first. Or it's not Veladi. What do we call him now? Valade. Sorry.
Valade.
Yeah. Valade. Valade the Blade is at first. He's been hitting the ball really good. Ben Williamson is at second, hitting, sixth. DeLuca hitting seventh. Had a home run last night. He's got 9 RBIs already. How about that? Fortes will be catching, batting eighth. and Taylor Walls playing shortstop, batting ninth. On the mound, Steven Matz, left-hander, 3-0 with 3.94, Ks. And for the White Sox, at your leisure, Jordan Leisure, number 49, 6'3", 220-pound, 27-year-old right-hander, who's 1-0 with a 4.00 ERA. He's pitched one game, has a whip of one. Not too shabby. 9 strikeouts in that. So he's come out of the bullpen. So he has not started a game, but he has pitched 9 innings, and has 9 strikeouts and has a whip of 1. Not too shabby. Career regular season, 6-8 with a 4.64. So
bold prediction today for the Rays: 3 more home runs.
Wow. Without a Ronda in the lineup, all right.
Yeah.
I just predict they're gonna win 6-3.
All right,
6-3.
It's a very Brian Bradley prediction of you.
Yes, thank you. All right, let's take another break. We'll come back on the other side and get to your comments. I apologize for ignoring your comments today, but I shall ignore them no more. And we will do that when we come back. We are brought to you by the great folks at Third Generation Plumbing. Hey, if you're looking for a gig, you're in the HVAC or plumbing industry, and you want to work for a great company, I know the owners over there, really, really cool people. John Rodriguez, PJ, they do a great job. ThirdGenerationPlumbing.com. Great pay, great benefits, great local company to work for. So if you're interested in that, go to ThirdGenerationPlumbing.com and email them your resume. And if you need HVAC service, they have a maintenance special going on. $169 gets you 2 visits a year where they come out, top off the fluids, make sure everything's working right. Your unit is in top producing position, and they do that with American Standard Heating and Cooling. If you need a new unit, they'll put an American Standard in there. Absolute best units for durability here in the tough Florida heat. ThirdGenerationPlumbing.com and American Standard Heating and Cooling. Back in 3. JP here for Genesis of Tampa and the Murphy Auto Group. I think the best way to experience a business is to use that business. And I just did at Genesis of Tampa. Just bought a GV70, a 2023, and it feels and drives all new. It's an absolutely fantastic car. The technology, the comfort, and the price, absolutely outstanding. Frankly, I never thought I could get into a car like this, but they made me a deal I could not refuse. And I also get the VIP service where you can just drive right up, their pit stop service. They'll top off all the fluids, make sure your air in your tires is good, new wipers if you want them. If you need extended service, they will come to you, bring you a courtesy car, and then bring your car back. What more do you want? The experience was just VIP all the way. And you can get that at Genesis of Tampa. And don't forget, you can get extended warranty, which I did. So I have worry-free miles up to 100,000, and all they do is just take it in. Actually, I don't have to take it in. They come to me. It's perfect. It's Genesis of Tampa right there, 801 East Bears Avenue, right off of 275. Go see them and tell them JP sent you. As the Rays enjoy being back in their Tropicana Field home this season that was ravaged by Hurricane Milton, Italiano Insurance wants to remind us all how important it is to be properly insured. 40% of you are underinsured. That can mean financial disaster. Let the experienced and friendly agents at Italiano shop your policies for the best price and the right coverage. Italiano saved me over $1,000 on our auto insurance last year, over $500 on our homeowners insurance. They can do the same for you. That's a grand slam. Might as well get a double play by adding flood insurance and business insurance to your portfolio. Cost less than you think, and trust me, you do not want to risk your home or personal wealth. That's a whiff. So step up to the plate and call 813-877-7799 and chat with our all-star agents at Italiano Insurance, or call our Boca Grande office at 941-964-0400. It's Diamond Days at the Golden Diamond Source. Celebrate April's birthstone, which is diamonds, as they take center stage. Up to 20% off the diamond jewelry throughout the month of April. And don't forget, you can trade in your broken or old jewelry towards something new and beautiful. Gold prices are at a record high. Now is the best time. And by the way, they only sell natural diamonds at the Golden Diamond Source. It's real love. It should be real natural diamonds. Don't start your relationship with a fake diamond. Really, really bad idea. And for the Golden Diamond Source first-time buyers, They are going to teach you all about the 4 C's and all the different shapes and styles. They are able to show you a huge selection of inventory to choose from. And by the way, you can trust them. They've been in business for over 40 years. Don't buy something online. You have no idea what you're getting. 0% financing for up to 5 years. Make sure it's a gold and diamond source diamond. 3800 Ulmerton Road. Always online at goldendiamond.com. Hey guys, you already know that Riveters is the best sports bar in all of Tampa Bay, but now it gets even better for Rays baseball season. During all Rays games, check this out, $6 Tito's, $6 Jack, $6 margaritas, all during Rays games. Are you kidding me? And that's always a great pour from the great bartenders at Riveters. Great service, great food, everything is fresh, nothing is frozen. And let me tell you, if you want baseball and wings, you will not find any better than Riveters. Their sauces, like the blue cheese and the ranch and everything, is handmade, and the wings are big and they're perfect. Wings, baseball, Rays, Riveters. It all comes together during baseball season. Once again, in addition to all the great food and service, you get $6 Tito's, $6 Jacks, $6 margaritas. It's time to celebrate. Baseball season is back, and celebrate at Riveters. You know where it is, right there on Dale Mabry, just north of 275, just south of the stadium. See you there at Riveters. Pitch Roofing believes giving back is part of doing business the right way. That's why they proudly offer exclusive discounts to those who gave the most to our communities, including veterans, first responders, seniors, and teachers. And for listeners of the JP Peterson Show, there's even more good news. Pitch Roofing is now offering a special discount just for fans of the show. With so many roofing companies coming and going in Florida, it's important to choose a contractor you can count on long after the job is done, especially when it comes to honoring your warranty. Pitch Roofing is built for the long haul with a reputation for quality, transparency, and standing behind their work. Whether it's a repair or a full replacement, their team delivers honest guidance, quality workmanship, and no high-pressure sales. Call 727-67-PITCH, 727-677-4824, or visit pitchroofing.com to schedule a free estimate.
Pitch roofing, roofing done right.
Let's go. Right now, back to the show on FanStream Sports.
All right, welcome back to the JP Peterson Show on this Thursday as we head over to the County Commission meeting 1:30 today. By the way, for those of you who can't Google it, the county center is at 601 East Kennedy Boulevard. It's that big kind of goldish, brownish building right there off of Kennedy. There's plenty of parking garages right there that you can park at. So that'll be at 1:30. There will be no public comment, but you can show up and support this with your Rays gear. As I will be doing. This will be my Rays gear. It's blue Rays, right? Kind of, sort of. You can also live stream it on the hcfl.gov website if you want to watch it. So that'll come up today. And as we say many, many, many times, please reach out to your county commissioners and your city commissioners. There's a lot of opposition out there. I call it the vocal minority that is flooding your mailboxes and social media with the phone numbers of county commissioners, vilifying them for supporting this. Well, let's fight back. Let's fight back that silliness on that side that doesn't want to build anything, just wants to tear down, destroy things. We want to build great, iconic things. And I think this is a great opportunity to do so. It's becoming very political. By the way, thanks to Genesis of Tampa, as I rode into my GV70 this morning that I absolutely love. I love that car. I got a 2023 there about a month and a half ago, and just it's a dream. It's absolutely brand new to me, and they may be a great, great freaking deal. They're paying high dollars for your trade-ins. They want trade-ins. So if you've been wanting to get rid of that jalopy that you got, bring it in. They'll give you so much more money than you ever thought it was worth. That's what happened to me. Thank God they took that thing off my hands. So Genesis of Tampa, head on over there and tell them JP sent you.
JP, can I offer I didn't have that on my bingo card today tidbit?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We had a story late 80s. It was somewhat local. It was here in Texas, but it really made national news. CNN covered this thing like ridiculously. It was one of the first, I guess, I don't know, where CNN was there first. I think 87.
Yeah.
And they literally broadcast this thing 24/7 for the however long, 2.5 days that it went on. And I'm talking about, and tell me if you remember this, wherever you were in 1987, baby Jessica McClure that fell in the well out in West Texas.
Oh, yes. Baby
Everybody
Jessica.
remembers this, right?
Yes. That put CNN on the map.
It kind of did. Like they were there first and they were there 24/7 on site.
Yeah.
So Jessica McClure Gonzalez, I believe is her name now, or maybe it's Rodriguez. It's one of those. Back in the news, JP, as she's in jail and has felony charges against her for domestic abuse out in Midland County. She's still in Midland, JP.
Well, listen, I mean, childhood trauma
The
absolutely dictates the rest of our life. Of course she was going to be mad. They threw her in a well.
I don't know if they threw her. She was 18 months old and spent like 2.5 days in a. By the way, that hole she fell in was 8 inches. And she's 18 months, and somehow she falls in that, and they can't get her out for 2.5 days.
Ooh, man, that was crazy.
Wasn't that a nuts news story?
Yeah.
Anyway,
all right. Let's read some of the comments here. Ryan says TBT driving the bus on the city county, not having the money for the raise in the Bucs. TBT must still be on Stu's payroll. Yeah, the story comes out that the Bucs are talking about their renovation, right? Well, this is not breaking news. We learned this 3 weeks ago, and we still don't. There was no numbers given yesterday as to what's going to be done. It was a bunch of platitudes about, we know the Bucs are important, and Ken Hagan has said repeatedly, we've set aside money for what the Bucs may need, and we'll work on that when the time comes. But we have enough money for everybody, and we do. The SITS, by the way, for 15 years is going to produce $3.5 billion. Okay, we're not asking for all of it, just some of it to go towards projects that enhance our quality of life, in my opinion.
By the way, JP, we just built a $1.5 billion stadium out here in Arlington for Jerry Jones and the Cowboys. Now, this will be the 17th season of that stadium. Opened in 2009. Yesterday, the city of Arlington approved a $1 billion funding to remodel the stadium.
Yep.
Jerry Jones covering $750 million of that. The city providing $250. And it took one vote, and it took about 5 minutes.
Well, and the people will go, well, he's putting in 75%. Well, I get that. These guys are putting in 58% for the stadium, and then 8 to 10 billion in private money that they're investing in our community. Yes, they're going to get money back, but so are we. Are we. Of that 8 to 10 billion that they're putting in, how much of that money is coming back to us in terms of taxes? Well, at the lowest estimate, 2.2 billion. At the highest estimate from these projections of these companies that did the economic projections, 6 billion. So, yeah, nobody's talking about. We could talk about Jerry Jones putting in 750 million. That's great. Our guys are putting in 10 billion.
Yeah.
So, yeah. We don't want to give money to billionaires. Well, you're lending the money, number one, and you're getting it back. Joe says, may God have mercy on your soul. Oh, Joe Forsland says, can't wait to see how soft Todd's training camp will be. Thomas Casper says, Glazers have everything on dark mode because of $1 billion canopy. Is that what they're looking for, the $1 billion canopy? I'm for that, by the way. That place needs a canopy.
Drone tarp.
Rick says, breaking news, Bucs will draft Peso Pluma.
Oh, Rick.
Hey, Peso Pluma's keeping my weekend plans intact, so I'm a huge fan. Do not move that concert. His 40 times are off the chart. Yeah, I bet.
I think you need to go, JP.
He's doing those performance-enhancing drugs, allegedly. No, I'm not going to.
We need to find somebody to report back on this for us next week.
We do. Who's going to Peso Pluma?
Somebody needs to go to Peso Mikulo, whatever his name is, and report back and tell us how this thing went, and if you recognized any words to any songs.
I agree. Bella Bell, good morning, says, good morning, Peterman's family. It's JP Tim. I agree. I watched the press conference yesterday. I was like, half the time I don't even believe anything these people are even saying. LOL. We're talking about Jason Licht. It's just silly stuff. It's silly stuff for the most part. Maybe there
and nothing against Jason Licht. It's nothing against Jason Licht. It's just the game. It's the game that we play.
Yes, nothing against Jason at all. I mean, does that need to be said? We're joking about this, obviously.
I feel he does.
Yeah, okay. Well, no, this has nothing. Jason is doing what every other general manager does in this league is, obfuscate, just not to tell you any or try not to give away any information, which is weird because you're calling a press conference to not do it. My point is we don't need to do this anymore. Seriously. I know the Bucs do it because it gives them news in the news cycle, right? Yeah. The Bucs trot out Jason Licht. Everybody talks about it. Everybody does stories. We stay in the news cycle. That's their job. That's what PR should be doing. Of course, because the Bucs are the big dog, and anytime he talks, people are going to listen. So I'm just kind of pointing out the silliness of it all. That's all I'm doing. We're not casting aspersions at anyone for lying or anything like that. It is what it is. And we're just pointing that out. That's all.
Just having fun with it.
Exactly. And Jason knows that. He's a smart guy.
Yeah.
I hope he got a kick out of it. I'm envisioning him watching and laughing his ass off. That's how I hope he was.
From his office.
We already did this one. And I like that trade, by the way, Bantry. Styles is impact player on defense. Good morning, JP and Timmy says Alejandro, the Rays prevailed against the Chicago White Sox. I've never heard it called Chicago, but
it fits.
Certain places, yes.
I know you've got a kid there, right? So but I've been there a couple times and I can't stand it.
It's a great city. It's
the best thing about Chicago that I can think of. One of my favorite TV shows was based there, the Bob Newhart show from the 70s.
The Bob Newhart show is great.
When he was a psychiatrist, right, or psychologist, I guess.
A therapist. In
Chicago.
Yeah, and had the craziest people coming in. Oh, that was so good. God, that was really good. And they talked about stuff that, we couldn't talk about these days.
Yeah, you can't.
What else we got here? Danny Boy says the construction of a new Rays stadium and surrounding entertainment district will ensure that Rays baseball remains in the Tampa Bay area for a long time. It's like we don't even talk about that. We don't talk about the $150 million that the state is putting into Hillsborough College. That's not our money, but we're going to reap incredible benefits from that for our area. Danny Boy says, as leaders in Hillsborough convene to forge a path. Oh, this is from the Ken Babby thing. We read the whole thing. Rick says JP was the white Jackie Robinson.
Wow, what an honor!
I don't even know if that works. So you're saying I'm the epitome of white privilege? No, hold on now, Rick.
I don't know what that means. Yeah, please define.
You don't know my background. Yeah. Alejandro says, love Jackie Robinson. He was a true maverick for African Americans in baseball, just as Roberto Clemente did for not only Puerto Ricans, but all Hispanics. He was a World War II veteran and a true American. Yeah. The greatest generation, to be sure.
Man, there's no question. Better than all those idiots now.
Danny says, Top can just put the message from Babby in the Times in full. Good. Thank you for that. Get everything out there. Balanced reporting. Should we be applauding that? Or should that just be the standard?
It's just supposed to happen. Yeah.
Yeah. Alejandro says, I think the weekend series is very important because we can take 2 out of 3 from the Pirates, who look nice. And then we're a serious team. Hopefully we cannot be stopped for Bilal, who's looking fantastic. Yeah. I'd like to wish we got a little bit more something back, but we'll look at that trade from a couple of years from now. A lot of the trades that Neander has made over the past few years, though, not working out at all. He's on a cold streak. Needs a Chris Archer deal in the worst way. Yeah. Pirates series probable pitchers Friday: Nick Martinez versus Chandler. Saturday: Rasmussen versus Skeens. Yeah. Shane McClanahan versus Keller. All right. Let's go with that.
They won't let Chandler Simpson bat against Paul Skeens. They're going to sit him.
Stop it. Bucs plus Rays equals Tampa Town. Rays and the Bucs need to team up on the stadium mixed-use project. Both would benefit.
No.
Bucs would pitch in. Problem with that is, Nathan, this is too far down the tracks. Initially I thought that was a good idea. Could have worked, but it's really hard to do. There's just two groups with, that want to own the stuff themselves. They want to have full control over it. So that's a really, I think there's certain synergy things that they could do with parking. Absolutely. Infrastructure. Yeah, it's great. We forget about that because there needs to be new infrastructure built. Everybody talks about Dale Mabry and all that. Well, yeah, this project can bring us, as Bob Buckhorn said, light rail. This could be the precursor. If you have a stadium area with multiple stadiums and multiple things to do and multiple areas to go to, it's going to demand public transportation, and we can finally get it. Wouldn't it be awesome if this is a precursor to that? Yes, it would be. And we could use the funds that are derived from this huge development to pay for the light rail. That sounds like a good idea, doesn't it?
Yeah, and don't forget, though, too, and while we as fans don't think of it this way necessarily, those professional teams consider each other competitors.
Yeah, they do.
Like a project like that could be mutually beneficial for the community, but maybe the owners of those teams don't necessarily see it that way because, well, now we've got a competitor literally in our backyard, for certain sponsorships and for things with the dealings with the city and all of that. So it might make sense to us as fans. You want to go see it and stuff, but owners don't always think that way.
Yeah, they don't. And there's definitely competitive aspects of this, but they're going to exist wherever the stadium is because they're both in the same market. Now, would the Bucs secretly like to see the Rays go away to another market and not build this? Yeah. I don't know. You'd have to. I mean, they're not going to say that publicly.
No.
But I don't think that would be best for the community. Would it be best for their narrow self-interest? And I'm not saying this in a bad way. I'm just saying, if you were the owner of said team, would you? Yeah, probably. Less competition, sure. I get that. But that's every business, right? Yeah. Nathan Elliott says, imagine a parking garage on the southwest corner of Dale Mabry and Tampa Bay Boulevard. It would empty into Dale Mabry and Columbus Drive with parking for both stadiums in Tampa Town and over road walking to RJS. Yeah, there's going to be pedestrian walkways back and forth. But again, I envision a flyover coming from the Veterans into the stadium area, which would take a lot of congestion away and would, obviously be used for other things that are on game day. And I see maybe a flyover from 275 reaching the stadium area as well. You could put it, like a road on top of Himes Avenue and trail it right into the area. So you'd have a flyover off the major 275 and coming from the north. These are things that are always done and it's infrastructure costs, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
And that's another problem I had with Evan's piece. He said the CIT tax that was illegal, or I shouldn't say that. I'm not exactly sure what his piece gave the feeling that the commissioners were lying about not using it for stadiums, and it clearly says in the language of the bill, public facilities. A stadium is a public facility, and also they talked about infrastructure for existing stadiums, and the commissioners said yes, that we could use it for that. If it's going to be $287 million from the county in SITS money, that's probably mostly infrastructure. So, I mean, if you want to dig down to the details of it, most of that money is going to be used for infrastructures, which the commissioners absolutely talked about using for stadiums. So, and he talked about voter intent, and Wostall says voter intent, clearly they knew that it wasn't for stadiums. That's not true. How many people, Joshua, you think watched that commission meeting where you guys talked about that? Zero. How many people from the electorate know that SITS funds were used to build Raymond James Stadium? Everybody. So if you're talking about voter intent, most voters know that SITS taxes built Raymond James Stadium and would assume that SITS taxes could be used for another stadium. In my opinion, you have yours, I have mine. I think mine clearly wins the day because nobody was listening to your commission meeting when you not nobody, but very few And you never put it in the bill, so it doesn't matter. Legally, you don't have a leg to stand on. You didn't put it in the bill. You didn't put it in the language. It says public facilities. I would, if I'm a voter, and I am a voter, and I did vote for it, say, oh, that's stadiums. And Ken Hagan talked about that on this. I knew very well that, oh, the SITS is passed. This is great because it can help the Rays. Everybody knew that in voter intent. So I think you're misleading the public there, in my opinion. All right, that's all we got time for. Thank you guys for joining us. Again, if you're not into the stadium stuff, I get it. It's just, but it is the hugest story in the history of Tampa Bay, honestly, in terms of money and impact in sports. So we got to cover it. It's the only a couple more months, hopefully. Only one more month, please, Lord.
Cross your fingers, everybody.
If you think I enjoy this every day, you're wrong. You're absolutely 100%
I kind of
wrong.
feel like you do, though.
I don't. I'm tired of talking about it. I actually started hearing it where everybody's tired of it. We're all tired of it, but we gotta see this through. We gotta see this through. So
yep.
I'll see you at the county commission meeting, kids.
I'll be there.
In spirit, you will.
Yeah, oh, for sure. Yeah.
All right. So 601 East Kennedy Avenue. There's parking garages there. 1:30 it starts. I don't know how long it's going to go. County Center, second floor boardroom is where it's going to be. See you there.
Thank you.